Market conditions moving to bearish in a bull market right here. We're seeing pretty aggressive selling on Friday. We'll take a look at some of the numbers here. We're seeing the bull market rank sitting at 22.44. That number represents the current rank of the bull market, which is this line right here. So you can see it's starting to flatten out and top out, starting to roll over here a little bit. It also represents this amount of time in terms of this chart down here. This chart is a 20-year chart. This chart is a 1-year chart. So this is only looking at this current data from this trend location shift here. That is this current uptrend on the market right here. So we're seeing the upper end of this range. This is very extreme in terms of historical bull markets. In this upper 22 range is certainly not a sustainable location. We're seeing some weakness here in the momentum, getting a little bit of a crack to the downside, and that has been aggressively moving lower. We saw breadth also moving lower, and sentiment have a little bit of a move now, finally off of that real upper extreme complacent zone currently in the market. Buy-sell ratio had a big pop to the downside here. We're at 0.25, so pretty aggressive down day. You can see that widening now of that buy-sell ratio. Also seeing sentiment break below that 50% line here. I just draw that approximately. You can see that we've now broken down through that, so we may venture down towards this lower range on this chart currently. We're also getting confirmation really across the board when it comes to buy-sell ratio. Let's take a look at the indices here. We're seeing SP 500 down to 0.17. So again, that buy-sell ratio is measuring these number of sells and the number of buys. So now you can see we've got 219 to the downside, 38 to the upside, and then some stuck right there in the middle. And so we're seeing those buy-sell ratios. They're actually pretty low already. And anything down here in this 0.09, anything less than 0.1, typically is a bottom, is a low point. So we'll see if we see any, mid cap. You can see how aggressively to the downside. Now, that being said, that is the beginning of a momentum shift that potentially could be the beginning of this turn to the downside. We've been talking a lot about that. We don't want to be aggressively trying to get out of the market or try and pick a top. We're not interested in that. We're interested in managing risk and trying to understand what those current market shifts are doing. We've seen now this ProShare VIX short-term futures number. If you haven't paid attention to that one here, this one is related to VIX, which is a volatility index. And so when markets start to drop, this will typically start to increase, and pardon me. So we are seeing that starting to happen right here on VIX, which is just listed right here on this market ETFs tab. And this page setting up to be pretty bearish currently with bonds moving lower. We've been talking about TLT, potentially a bounce here around this 618 retracement on TLT, and also SHY, which is the shorter term bonds as well. We need to see bonds bouncing, moving this direction in order for equities to really find some additional footing and get enough of a catalyst one direction or the other. As bonds are moving higher, interest rates are moving lower. So right now, as bonds are moving lower, interest rates have been moving higher. Part of this issue is still dealing with the inflation scenario and the Fed and interest rates. Those are still the talking points currently in the market. If we take a look at sectors, we've seen pretty negative breadth on sectors now. We've been talking about, we've got this energy, which is even starting to crack to the downside just a little bit as well. And we've got 3 sectors in that hold range, and we've got several now that have moved down to that downtrend range as well. So you can see that we're getting, as far as continuation, confirmation to the downside, starting to get that kind of across the board now. We're seeing commodities move higher, but we did see a pretty interesting day on Friday with commodities across the board, where we saw this really aggressive rally to the upside and then selling as it started to move back down again. So we may see some topping, at least shorter term retracement inside, volatility inside that momentum zone across the board on gold, seeing that on silver as well. And then we also saw that same pattern on USO. So in that upper momentum range, we're at the top of that range. We've now connected this upper fib bar here, which is this tool, connecting these highs and lows. This creates that upper momentum zone. And when we're in the upper end of that range, that's what we want to have happening in anything that's moving. But at the same time, that can allow for some retracement anywhere inside of this zone. So be aware of that currently on these commodities. If we take a quick look at some muscle stocks, really thin, not a lot of selection right here. We are seeing CTV, which has got a nice confirmation bar to the upside here as it moved from a hold back to a buy, and some others there for you to consider. Nothing super exciting. Again, nothing's trending because we've now been getting those aggressive shifts to the downside. We didn't cover S&P 500 here. Let me go back to indexes, and we did get a sell signal here. Now again, these are that we're still in this upper momentum zone, but all of these are just starting to indicate some weakness. We know that we've got support, and if we take a look at the Dow and the NASDAQ, we know that the Dow is also in that range. It's been moving down and is starting to slide through that support area. So we need to be aware of these. Let's watch to see today if we do get any bounce off of the the Dow right here, really all markets as a whole. And let me try and get rid of this drawing guy that I've got set up here. There we go. So pointing out this area right here, we're looking at this support range. We're looking also to the extreme. So we've got momentum shifting all the way to the downside. We're sitting right at a support area inside that momentum zone. And so let's see if that support starts to hold up now on Dow. That may be leading the overall market lower. Let's see if it bounces here and we get any kind of relief at this point. If not, we're continuing to see momentum to the downside and certainly want to position ourselves for that. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.